doesn't get any better than this. This is your life, and it's ending 1 minute at a time. This isn't a seminar, this isn't a weekend retreat. Where you are now, you can't even imagine what the bottom will be like. Only after disaster can we be resurrected. It's only after you've lost everything that you're free to do anything. Nothing is static. Everything is evolving. Everything is falling apart. This is your life. This is your life. This is your life. This is your life. Doesn't get any better than this. This is your life. This is your life. This is your life. This is your life. And it's ending 1 minute at a time. You are not a beautiful and unique snowflake. You are the same decaying organic matter as everything else. We are all part of the same compost heap. We are the all singing, all dancing crap of the world. You are not your bank account. You are not the clothes you wear. You are not the contents of your wallet. You are not your bowel cancer. You are not your grande latte. You are not the car you drive. You are not your fucking khakis.
After its mediocre theater release in 1999, Fight Club was rediscovered on DVD and became one of the biggest cult films ever. Audiences were attracted to the film's critique of 90s consumerism, Tyler Durden's nihilistic attitude on life, and its twist ending. All of those features helped make it a great film, but hiding underneath all of the fights and vandalism is one of the best satires of masculinity and sexual frustration ever. Overlooked by viewers and many critics is the fear that motivated Edward Norton's character to invent the Tyler Durden alter ego. That fear was of not being a man. Throughout the film, there is a major preoccupation with being emasculated, whether emotionally or physically.
Bob had bitch tits.
You know, man, it could be worse. A woman could cut off your penis while you're sleeping and toss it out the window of a moving car. There's always that.
Good, fine. Testicular cancer should be no contest, I think.
Well, technically, I have more of a right to be there than you. You still have your balls.
Kidding.
It's a dildo.
Oh, don't worry. It's not a threat to you.
You said if anyone ever interferes with Project Mayhem, even you, we gotta get his balls.
It's useless to fight.
The trauma of father abandonment was also a character trait for Norton.
Dad.
I don't know my dad. I mean, I know him, but he left when I was like 6 years old, married this other woman, and had some other kids. He did this every 6 years. He goes to a new city and starts a new family.
Fucker setting up franchises.
Tyler Durden becomes the father Norton never had and the alpha male he wants to be, but his modern insecurities won't allow him to be. Because of his insecurities, he is initially repulsed by Marla Singer, but becomes attracted to her confidence and aggressiveness. Marla is everything Norton is trying to avoid in life: poverty, drug use, lack of possessions. But as Norton slowly loses his old condo life, the more he starts to fall for Marla, and the less he needs Tyler. When he finally purges Tyler from his mind, he becomes a completely realized human being and can finally have a real relationship with Marla. You can make an easy argument that Ed Norton's character was actually more dangerous before he created Fight Club than after. While working at a liability firm, his job is to find ways to get out of paying wrongful death settlements for faulty cars. This means he is partly responsible for the deaths of countless drivers, and it doesn't even faze him. Even after he admits this information to a stranger, he fantasizes about his own death on the airplane, along with all the passengers. At this point in the film, he is not human. He is borderline sociopathic, and it's at this character low point that Tyler fully materializes. Ironically, the creation of Tyler in Fight Club pulls Norton away from this darkness and actually makes him care about other people at the end of the film.
In the world I see, you're stalking elk through the damp canyon forest around the ruins of Rockefeller Center. You'll wear leather clothes that will last you the rest of your life. You'll climb the wrist-thick cuts of vines that wrap the Sears Tower. And when you look down, you'll see tiny figures pounding corn, laying strips of venison in the empty carpool lane of some abandoned superhighway.
I have heard several political interpretations of Fight Club over the years. Some say it's pro-anarchy, pro-nihilism, or even pro-communism with this Lenin line.
Anyone, man, we're setting him free.
Bob is dead. They shot him in the head.
You want to make an omelet, you got to break some eggs.
No.
But I think those interpretations are incorrect. If there is one major political statement made in Fight Club, it's that it's against the existence of systems and the idea of political concepts altogether. At its core, it's a pro-evolution film at an almost Nietzschean level, and against invented social controls that go against the freedom of the natural world.
It's only after we've lost everything that we're free to do anything.
The most empowering and frightening thing about Fight Club is that it displays just how vulnerable our fast food disposable way of life is. And this realization requires you to look at yourself not as a consumer, not as an internet avatar, or a name on a birth certificate, but the true brutal animal that you really are deep inside.
You're the all-singing, all-dancing crap of the world.
So with that said, do I think Durden's ideal utopia would work? Well, not without a lot of chaos and bloodshed first. Many would not be able to handle the disappearance of their former consumer lives and would fight back to preserve it. Kind of like the warning Morpheus gave to Neo in The Matrix.
Carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it.
I've always wondered what a sequel to Fight Club would end up looking like. It'd probably look like a Beyond Thunderdome ripoff with a Gap wardrobe.
In Quebec, for example, they define it as the quest for identity.
Yes, all forms of violence are a quest for identity. When you live out on the frontier, you have no identity. You're a nobody. Therefore, you get very tough. You have to prove that you are somebody. And so you become very violent. And so identity is always accompanied by violence. Ordinary people find the need for violence as they lose their identities. So it's only the threat to people's identity that makes them violent. Terrorists, hijackers, these are people minus identity. They are determined to make it somehow, to get coverage, to get noticed.
Many other films were released with Fight Club in 1999, which could be the last great year of American cinema, that dealt with characters discovering themselves for the first time and recognizing how artificial the world they lived in was. In the first act of Fight Club, Norton is desperately trying to make human connections, but is unable to. So to fill this emotional void, he embraces consumerism and the perfect single-serving life. After this and his support group addiction fail to give him an identity, he then turns to physical violence and pain in order to achieve one. I think it is this theme of personal and emotional desperation, more than its action, that has made Fight Club such a success with viewers. The film has become even more important presently due to the issues of poverty and the emptiness of consumer culture. This speech by Brad Pitt still gives me chills, and it always makes me wonder just how much longer this current civilization is going to last.
Man, I see in Fight Club the strongest and smartest men who've ever lived. I see all this potential, and I see it squandered. God damn it, an entire generation pumping gas, waiting tables, slaves with white collars. Advertising has us chasing cars and clothes, working jobs we hate so we can buy shit we don't need. We're the middle children of history, man. No purpose or place. We have no great war, no great depression. Our great war is a spiritual war. Our great depression is our lives. We've all been raised on television to believe that one day we'd all be millionaires and movie gods and rock stars, but we won't. We're slowly learning that fact. And we're very, very pissed off.
Thanks for watching.